Hi, this is Hannah Erica. I purchased a sort of a sweat hoodie dress from an online clothing store, and I want to kind of do something interesting to it. I started cutting the bottom fringe area around the back. I just didn't want that tight look on my legs. It's sort of long like a dress a little bit, so I'm gonna continue to kind of cut that up and work on it. I didn't have a plan in mind too much of how to. I basically trying to distress it a little bit. So I started just cutting it up. In the future, I did change it a little bit. Okay, here are the things I use. I needed bleach. I saw a tutorial of someone who had colored the front of t-shirts. So I decided to do the sweatshirt, and I didn't want to buy what she used. So I just used some wood and some clean rags in the bag just to kind of secure it in place. And, I'm in my garage and I just kind of tucked it inside. And I want to be able to keep the bleach in one area. So that kind of made sense to me to use what I use. I covered the top of the hoodie and I put a rag on the bottom because I want to bleach down there too. And I have undiluted bleach in this bottle. And I started spraying it, but then I noticed it kind of was just sitting on top. So I said, I think I better get some kind of applicator to help me with that. So I got like a little sponge thing, a throwaway thing, and I just kind of blotted everything in. And then I sprayed the bottom and just let it sit for a while. Kept checking up on it. I didn't really have a time frame for it. But then I was concerned about the material getting weak. So then I couldn't see how much it was developing or not. So I wasn't sure. I added more bleach to it, but I got a better brand this time. I was nervous that the other brand just wasn't working right. So I put another brand on there. Oh, washed it, and I was just kind of happy to see it was gray because I did not do a rinse. I just threw it in the washing machine with the bleach on it. Didn't feel like being bothered. So I'm happy with the pretty gray that came through. I love gray. And this is where I'm going to put the decorations. After I dried it overnight, just laid it and dried it, I had print out my cutouts and weeded it, but I want to make some changes on the hoodie because even when it's colored, I didn't like the chunkiness of the fringe. So I decided to work on it. I started cutting up a little bit. I'm just going to continue to cut more of those. I also made these pretty hippie flowers. Just want to cut them out and position them right. And now I'm just cutting up the chunky fringe. I'm not going to even lie to you. I really didn't wind up liking the fringe in the end. Not sure what I'm going to do with it. After I cut it up, I just kind of left it alone. But maybe I will think of something to distress it more. I was just trying to make it a little messy, a little different, and I wind up not liking it too much. Um, but I'm going to leave it alone after this until I can think of a way to make it better. But I will wear the hoodie. I do like what I did to the front of it. So that was important to me. And it's always important just to try things. I try to sketch things first, get inspiration from other tutorials, but I do try to sketch stuff. Got my heat press already. When I have a sweat hoodie, it takes a lot of just working on it to get it real neat. And I wanted to do like a pre kind of press to kind of get it together. I am working with a really small space. I have a sewing machine there, some supplies. I have a lamp all around the heat press. So it's not a spacious area. I'm just positioning it the best way I can, using my eyes just to try to position it. And I'm going to try to add the words that I weeded out. What I used was my Silhouette Cameo. I got the 4. And I also used Scissor Easy Weed. And it really is easy to weed compared to the other stuff. And I just thought of something interesting, typed it out on the software, used the Easy Weed and in my Cameo and printed it out. I printed it out backwards, but that's another story. And then I made these hippie flowers. I was going to make them in black, but I made them in pink. Black probably would have been more interesting, but I'm fine. And so you need to cover it. It's sort of like, it came in a pack with some transfer paper. It has like a wax paper kind of feel, but not really wax paper, like parchment paper kind of feel. So I could buy Teflon, but I mean, it came in the pack, so I decided to just use what's free. And now my countdown wasn't working correctly. Normally it's between 5 and 12 seconds. Um, so it's pretty simple. And with this particular type of vinyl, you have to remove it while it's warm. Remove it right away. But when I did my letters, I had the pressure on a little too hard, so it cut through more layers. So I did tone it down for the other one, so it's going to come off a lot easier. Yeah. I had another hippie flower, so I wanted to put that on too. I wasn't sure. I was just kind of figuring it out. But I decided to add the last one on. Didn't turn out too bad. I'm definitely gonna put this on really soon to wear. I always try to make a lot of interesting things, so please like and subscribe.